Okay, I joined Hwa Chong in 1983 after many years in St. Michael's and St. Joseph's Institution. And I found it a very refreshing change from what I had experienced in my earlier schooling life. I encountered people from different backgrounds, different cultural and social milieux, and it was an eye-opening experience for me. And I found it very enriching. I spent the first 3 months in Hwa Chong on the medical track, being prepared, with physics and chemistry and mathematics. And then I switched to the humanities program to focus on the arts, partly out of my interest changing at that point in time. And the first few months in the humanities program exposed me to new subjects, history, geography, economics, which I hadn't encountered very much of before. And the tutors were very supportive and very encouraging. And I spent a few months preparing to do English at university. But midway, my interest changed again, and I moved to preparing to do philosophy, politics, and economics at university. What was really good was how supportive the tutors and the principal and the school authorities were in allowing me as a young person to discover my changing interests, to experiment, to learn, to make mistakes. And each time guiding me along the way and being very supportive and encouraging, which I found very, very liberating for a young person at that age, to be able to explore your ideas, to test them out, and with this very nurturing and guiding and supporting environment was a great boon, and it helped prepare me for what was going to come in the years ahead. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to Hwa Chong for what it's done for me. I was on the humanities program. In those days, it was called PromShow. It's a long abbreviation. Can't quite remember what it was. But it was basically a program set up to encourage students to try out the humanities. In those days, very many students would go into the science program, but I think the government wanted to encourage more students to take up humanities as a subject and as a career and a profession going forward. I found it a very interesting experience because it was a very small group. There were only about 20 of us, and there were 4 tutors who had been brought in from British colleges and universities. And it was very intense because you worked very closely with them under close supervision. They tested us, they pushed us to think hard about the issues we were grappling with. We were always engaging in real life issues. I remember at that time it was the period when Margaret Thatcher was very active in British politics, and there was massive unemployment, and we were forced to think through what she was doing there and how it related to society, how it related to other countries. So you were dealing with real life issues and having to think about the implications of some of these big political, economic and social changes that were taking place in the world around us. And it was fascinating for a young person like myself, then 18, 19, to start to see that what was playing out around the world in not just theoretical fashion in our textbooks, but it actually had practical implications for all our lives. And then I started to see that what I was learning in class with my tutors and my colleagues actually made a difference to the outcome in our society. And that's when I really got excited about the subjects I was pursuing and realizing that it was not just cold textbook stuff, this was real life.